Good evening. This is Wilbert Cook, a Hand Up Recovery Homes. We're back. We're back talking about the true homeland security. You know, the one they had way in the turn of the 16th century, 1600s, whether in the United States of America, the 1700s, 1800s. And then the land got smaller and smaller. You know, my other side, my Native American side, most people in Chicago don't know about. It's part of my heritage from the Delta, from Mississippi. You know, I got some Native American and some African American family no law enforcement messes with in Mississippi. Because just like often they took the law into their own hands, my Baptiste family in Mississippi take the law in their own hands. If you come gunning for them and you wrong, and you law enforcement or not, they only validate the truth. If you ain't got a true reason, don't come for them. Because they locked and loaded, been locked and loaded. Now, I'm in Chicago, I don't, because I don't want to kill nobody because I'm mad. I don't want to become a part of the violence I'm trying to prevent. However, people around me still be locked and loaded, so I feel halfway secure. But my helping in the community is my greatest security in the community. I fortunately and unfortunately have former students who are in the life, but I have a good enough relationship with them. If I'm anywhere near what's popping off in the lifestyle, they usher me away. I got former community members I grew up with, 60, and you think they should be done with the lifestyle, and they not. You know, and they're my security. If I'm around, greeting them, speaking, checking in the hood. If the spot hot, they tell me I need to move on. Brother Cook, you need to move on. Reverend Cook, you need to move on. Cook, Will, whatever, Ed, depending on where they met me in life and which name of mine they use, because I still have nicknames, street names, you know. But people tell me, hey, we need you to move on. We're glad you checked in, but you know, we don't want you to get caught in what we doing. They don't go in no specifics. I don't need no specifics. I know what's going on out there. I'm helping people recover for the last 21 years. Every day of the week, I'm trying to help somebody. 366 hours reminded in the meeting a few minutes ago over there on Van Buren. AA meeting at Van Buren every Thursday evening, 5 to 6. That's why sometimes I seem like I'm hurried when I get here. But there are young men who haven't been in the lifestyle, or they got out real young, hardly scathed, whatever be the case. I don't know the whole backstory. But what I know is this gentleman next to me is super talented for a young man. And he cares about all those incarcerated, those that's been addicted to drugs, those whose children were left without fathers and sometimes mothers to help them, who grandmama them raised. He has developed a career development website to help guide them to success. Why? Because he worked with them and he cared enough to learn from them while he was teaching them. And he saw a need, and this brother has met the need. So without further ado, and without another diatribe and or preaching point, I think I was at 2, about to go to 3. Anyway, this is not that kind of show. I got to go on 36 before they put me off. Let Rason Truss take it over and drop it hot on the mic where they need to go to find your information.
Well, I really appreciate that, sir.
Oh, love
thank
you, bro.
So much, and thank you for having me.
For sure.
As he introduced myself, my name is Rason Truss. I'm with TrustInEd, an education and career consulting organization. Our game plan is, like you mentioned, is to help guide individuals in the right direction. Too many individuals have lack the understanding of what's the next step in life, whether they're coming out of high school and also adults trying to figure out what they want to do. I was just talking to a person that's 40 years old. I know for 15 years looking to change his career and still trying to figure out what's the next step. And I was letting them know, like, hey, That's why we created this website called TrustInEd. And speaking with the AI bot and working with Ed, which is an online advisor that helps guide individuals. He's going to ask those challenging questions.
Oh, you mean your brother, your twin?
It's my
your
twin.
AI twin.
It's the AI twin. So he's going to help ask those challenging
I had to
questions.
get that in, people.
He always crack jokes about him. He's like, the students, when I talk to them, they're like, hey, is this you? No, that's not me. Mr. Trust, that's you? No, that's not me. So this person, Ed, will ask those challenging questions, those goal questions, those interests, your likes, your dislikes, your work experience, your educational background. And based off that compiled information, is going to recommend a career path to you. And this information is readily on the website. Over 250 careers.
Website?
The website.
Did we get an address yet?
Yes, it is called TrustInEd.org. And it's 100% free and accessible to everyone out there. We want individuals coming out of high school. We want individuals like adults who's changing careers. And we know that those individuals, those veterans, are trying to figure it out as well.
Yes.
So we created this platform
Old
that
man
houses
finally figured it out.
every single thing on the website. I was just talking to a student of mine, actually her parent, who was asking me questions about, well, once we figure out the next step, how do we get prepared for college?
Right.
We have a ACT, SAT prep on the website, and it's entirely free. They right there. so we have it entirely on the website for you, where you can actually go in there and you have access without having to worry about paying for it.
Great.
So this information is accessible at any point. The great thing about the website is there's a free career assessment tool that individuals can take advantage of on the homepage. Right there for you. So you can actually jump on there and say, you know what, let me figure it out for them. Right.
For them.
So
right.
it's AI powered, and it's going to give you about 3 to 4 recommendations on the different career paths. And then at the top, you can go back and click on the different careers that it recommended to you. We want you to know that you have access at your fingertips.
Definitely. That was great. Can we pull that up again? That free assessment and all that, learning tools. You all, this is what the page looked like.
So if you were to click anywhere at the top where it says degrees or certifications, that's going to show you the different careers that aligns under that education. So if you select the degrees and you say you select where it says bachelor degrees. If you select bachelor's and you scroll down, that's going to show you the different careers under bachelor's, the different careers under associates, under master's. And then it's going to give you information on, if you click on the view more, it's going to say, hey, well, find out more. It's going to let you know about the job description for that career, the skills required for that career, the job or job projection for that career.
Do we want our human assistant to hit one of those degree fields for us?
Not really. So, hold on. I actually challenge you that's watching
to go
click
get
on
to
the
the
website
and look at what you need.
I also wanted to talk to you about something. I had a moment with there's an inmate I remember. We was talking last time about
what was his number?
I can't tell you.
No, you don't need his C number. I'm meddling. I don't really know what the number's supposed to be anyway.
But you would be surprised, and actually you won't. They will. You'll be surprised about how many individuals are incarcerated because of the lack of focus, the lack of purpose, rather. That's the word I was looking for.
Good point.
Not knowing what it is they want to do. You hear a lot of these kids talk about standing on business. I remember talking. I'm like, what do you mean standing on business, right?
What business?
But because you
business?
don't have an idea of what it is you do, and you're so quick to watch the, I'm saying, rap videos and whatever the case may be, you don't have those guidance. You don't have that individual that's kind of walking you through life or talking to you about the opportunities that are available to you. So you pick something which is the street, because that's what you know, and you stand on business. What if you were to figure out a better game plan by looking at the website, taking the career assessment tool, and then also talking with Ed, not me, Ed, and having that individual recommend the career pathway to you? Then you go about looking at the career pathways, you see the requirements, and now you're able to also, if it requires education, there's the list of every school in the United States. So this is the one-stop shop website that we created, and we empower you. We want you to know that you have resources available to you at the fingertips. You have options. That's the word I was looking for. You have options.
Definitely. I appreciate it. Yeah, that is great. And I'm glad that you have helped create more options, more information. I'm glad that unlike some of the poor teachers or the disgruntled teachers or teachers that's just there to help students till they get to their career goal, which is not teaching, substitutes, teachers that's drained, whatever their reason. You know, it's something, some of them go and tell kids, they get mad, you know, and, well, you need to pay attention. I got mine, you need to get yours. Well, this gentleman didn't say that to his students. He didn't get frustrated by his students. His students were in some difficult situations, especially the students he had in the county jail. The ones he deal with in the general population, the free ones, quote, free because freedom ain't free. Check out what they spend on elections around us. You know, billion-dollar elections, multi-billion-dollar presidential elections. So freedom ain't free, and then this time we lost freedoms. But anyway, the reality is this gentleman has created a website that helps all of those in need that he's worked with. And many of us all over Chicagoland and across the world, in actuality, because he used the technology to set up something that students beyond his classroom, beyond Chicago can use. It's up to us to utilize it and also to carry that message. He'll be a regular guest on. Why? Because he has so much information. Now, I want you to talk about some of the things you're doing with other students as far as developing the podcast piece with them, developing their thoughts into an Instagram meaningful platform for them to discuss issues they're struggling with or have struggled with, and then how they're getting their personal stories out on Twitter, how you're teaching them how to use each form of technology and social media to affect positive change for them and others.
So that's a great point that you brought up. And we had TrustInEd was had the opportunity over summer to work with After School Matters. And if you're not familiar with After School Matters, it's a organization within Chicago. I believe it's somewhere else as well, right?
A few places. Probably, or a variation of
But they work with students really from the age of 7 to 18 and helping them develop that next step and getting them prepared for the next step in life. And so they had a learn and earn going on over the summer. So we did a podcast with these kids.
Okay.
What I noticed that, this is why I have to take a step back and really talk to you. Exposure is key. These individuals, now in the first day, when I look at them from the first week, none of them wanted to get on the stand. None of them wanted to get on the mics and talk. But by the 5th, 6th week, they were all just talking. And this is all about exposure, being pushed in that situation, being pushed and placed in a position where it's uncomfortable. You don't know what your hidden talents are. And so we have to figure that out. So I had a chance to really get these individuals to really talk to me through the podcast, challenge these individuals, have them challenge one another. And next thing you know is developing confidence, getting them ready for interviewing skills. And also you're hearing so much that these individuals have knowledge about. Too many times we shut kids down. And we want to hear that, right? But they have so much knowledge and information that they can offer us. And I was learning by listening to these people on the podcast. And they walked away from that understanding video production and podcasts, which they can take on. And if you think about it, YouTube, Instagram, social media, it's where the money is at right now. Content creator, right? So having them exposed to that and now saying, okay, well, I wanted to be a rapper. Well, what can we really do with those skills if that doesn't work out? What kind of skills do you have as a rapper? What does a rapper need? They need some communication skills, right? So let's put you on this podcast and let's develop those communication skills. Let's see what else you can do and generate income with those skills that you have. So we really want to identify those skills, and that's one of the main reasons why I developed the Ed bot, Ed is the AI bot. He has me laughing because I think of myself when you say Ed.
His alter ego, and I'm a middle name Ed, so I think Ed could have been me, but he looks more like him. But anyway, my niece, I gotta tell y'all the story. What happened, my niece called me because I said she's more familiar with the internet. She's better able to navigate apps, which she reminded me he has a website. And then she was able to go through it and talk about it and even give a few suggestions on how we can expand and add more information, more potential different job opportunities or even different educational opportunities. He's broke it down a lot, but it's so many other avenues in each area of college. Liberal arts, sometimes all people think they can do is learn the English language, some literature, teach a little literature, lit history, and maybe become a teacher. But really, in liberal arts, there are so many other avenues, journalism and things like that. They talk about journalism more now, but there are even different avenues in journalism, how you want to develop. But he's doing that, and he's expanding, and he can't do everything at once. So also, don't at least remember to at least leave a blurb. I was gonna say, don't feel shy or feel that no one wants to hear your critique or your assessment. He needs that, and that's one reason we're pumping this out, so we can improve it for you, help everyone we can right now, and improve it to help even more people moving into the future. And people, it's free. He did the work for us. Old men like me. I got a good job, but man, in about a year and a half after these raises, I might be looking for that new career. But the best part is the AI. What's important is my niece was like, is that him? And I'm like, no, I don't think the emoji is him. But you know how they do emojis now, so maybe. So anyway, I always bother them about it because I kind of went and looked and said, ooh, Ed do. And Ed pop up as fast as any website in the country. It's not like Ed is waiting and leaving you out there struggling. Ed jumps on immediately almost and says, hey, can I help you?
You know, I want to talk about something when we say adults. For a lot of people that walk up to me or have individuals walk up to me and say, hey, this is really good for my kid, or this worked out for my kid, but what about me? And I ask, like, did you log into the website yourself?
Right.
They're like, no. I'm like, okay, well, let's log into the website. So many individuals are unsure about the next step. And when we talk about recovery, we talk about drug addiction, we talk about individuals that get locked up. A lot of individuals are just unsure, and you get so depressed when you're unsure, when you don't have that answer to the next step. You just may hit that liquor store. You may go back into whatever the case, wherever you were. If you have a tool, which exists, that you can go on there for free and expose yourself to everything that's available. We even have a tab on there that has all the job listings that are available at this current moment. So you can sit there and say, okay, well, what could I get into right now? And what's my opportunity? What does the opportunity look like? What does that next step look like? So you can go onto the website, click at the top where it says search for jobs, or find my job. I apologize, I can't really remember the tab at the top, but I believe it says find my tab.
Next month you'll know the tab.
I should know it, right? I created it, I should know it. But it's up there. If you log in, you'll be able to tell me what it says. And then find the next opportunity, I believe. And you can go on there and look at, of course, by state, because we are not just in Chicago.
Right.
We're in the United States.
Yes.
We're across the world. So you guys can go ahead and log in and check it out as much as possible for adults. And when you come across something that sounds interesting to you, I highly recommend that you go ahead and search that information on the website. Look at the careers and see, if you don't have the skills needed, how to go about getting those skills. And that's really what we focus on, is the informational piece. Identifying what you need in order to get to where you want to go.
And audience, let your state legislators know, let your congressional people and the new ones that's coming and those candidates know. We want to be able to continue to give you information free more often in your local community in Chicago. And our legislators can make sure a hand up is funded, whereby we can get Rason out to every area of the city. And he can even do some days when he's not busy with other projects he's already contracted for. And he can help me in the evenings when I'm not busy, or on Saturdays. We even may do Sunday afternoon after we do our spiritual development. But we need them to help us help you. And unfortunately, the worst part of what just happened in government is a lot of federal money being held up. Billions of grants that could have come to little groups like us is being held up because they're being reviewed for DEI, which is really every group that needs help. Women, disabled, Army vets, and then those of us who've been in the trauma of the trenches of the cities and even rural areas of America, who are black, white, brown, from all the Latin countries. So let's understand DEI is not what it's described as in those letters, but it's a lot of us groups that could use some help. But the reality is this government not seeing it that way. Well, what happens is the big multi-million-dollar agencies that don't even have a CAN TV program, even though they're eligible, to let you know they're out there with that $1 million, $10 million worth of grants to help you, and you don't even know they're out there. I found a few over the last few years, and I'm like, what? They are asking for every pool of money that came to us, less than $1 million organizations, back into the coffers for them because the federal money is not available right now, or may not be available for 18 months going through the court system.
That's terrible.
May not really be released by this administration to Democratic places like ours. Our state and county and city are all Democrat, blue. They may not release their money if they can avoid it before his term ends. So them big agencies want that money back. They don't want our small groups growing right now. Some of them want us to grow anyway, but they really don't care now because they want all they can get in their pie. We need your help letting folks know we're giving good information. We have great relationships with gentlemen like Rason, and he can help so many more people if we have more access and ability, not only to do this every month in fairness to some other guests and other programs, but we can get out weekly, even daily eventually to see you all. But we need to be able to maintain a living while we help you develop a better living, a better future, a better career. We would love to help you as our extended careers. So let them know. And Rashad, you can go and add more to that, Rashad, and give them some more information about how you helping them develop themselves in these last few minutes.
Not a problem, and I appreciate what you just mentioned there. A lot of individuals, we sometimes forget and we're overwhelmed with reality, with life, right? But when you have resources at your fingertips, you have the answer on a website. We look at these individuals, we say, wait, there's no resources in the city, or there's lack of resources in this area. If we take a step back and we go to these kids or adults and we say, hey, there's a website on there. There's a website that's free, where even if you don't know what it is you want to do, you can communicate with someone. You have a career success coach, Ed, 24 hours in your back pocket. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're just sitting there trying to figure out what's the next step in life, you can chat with Ed. You can watch videos if you don't feel like talking to Ed. You can go and scroll through the different options that are available to you, over 250 different careers, and read about those careers to figure out what aligns with your goals, with your passion. Everyone was given a talent. We just got to identify what that talent is.
Definitely.
That's all we have to do. I remember in high school, I wasn't a straight A or B student. I'm so sorry. I became one, but I wasn't one.
Great.
And I remember someone telling me, "Hey, you should do something with your hands." I'm not good with my hands. I don't build things, right?
Me either.
So that was, but we're pushing
Me.
people
Right.
into careers because we don't know what their hidden talents are. This is why this website exists, is for people to start exposing themselves. Over 250 careers accessible in the library. And all you have to do is go to TrustInEd.org and take advantage of it. So if you have kids, they should all be on there. If yourself is trying to figure out the next step, you're changing careers, you should be on there. If you know anyone who's trying to figure out their next step, they should be on there. And there are scholarship and grant opportunities listed on the website. And there are also tons of resources available for you. To give you an example, if you're trying to figure out, well, after you find out what career you want to go into, what education is required for that career, what's the next, school, my apologies, you should sign up for, that's also accessible from the website. It's a one-stop shop and it's free. So I encourage you to log in today, TrustInEd.org.
All right, thank you. And it's been an honor to have you on here. You have so much more information to give. We're going to share more information. We're going to find us a topic to go through, whether it's that's on the website or a couple of topics for next month. third Thursdays each month, long as I'm back on CAN TV, or if they move our day to another day, we'll try to keep him on the third, whatever the weekday we are on, Monday through Friday. We're going to try to go ahead and keep Thursday. But we're going to bring him back indefinitely now, because career building is an indefinite opportunity for many different people. And we're going to start trying to make it topic oriented. Between me and him, we will get a topic together and he'll mostly discuss it. Younger mind, greater with computers, and we're going to bring that to you all. That's my service and promise to you, my service and promise to him help you, and help me when I get ready to change careers. All right, and thank you. It's been great, and we thank CAN TV for all their patience, grace, and service.
Thank you so much for having me,
Thank
sir.
you.
I appreciate it.